We'll do. Awesome. Well, welcome again, everyone. This is the Golden Bear Advising webinar for the Computer Science and Data Science Schedule Planning. My name is Michelle Lagarta, she, her pronouns, and I am an L&S College Advisor. And I'm joined with my colleagues from the Computer Science and Data Science Department, and I'll have them introduce themselves, just the presenters, and we'll go in order of the names here on the first slide. So.
Great, thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. My name's Leslie. I'm one of the computer science major advisors, and welcome to Cal.
Sorry, folks, trying to get to my microphone. My name's Kate Guthrie, and I'm also one of the EECS advisors, and we're excited to be chatting with you all today. I'll be one of the chatters.
Hi, everyone. My name is Laura Imai. I am one of the advisors for data science. Miguel, actually, I don't think can speak. He's in here right now listening, and some of you will get a chance to talk with him later. So I'll just turn it over to Sylvia.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. My name is Celia Guzman. I'm one of the undergraduate major advisors for data science as well. Glad to be part of this.
Awesome. And so today what we'll do is just start off with just community agreements, just to really acknowledge just the time and space today. It's really just to listen, reflect, and connect. We know will be a lot of information, but the goal is to really get some basics and foundation with just insights on courses, requirements, and more. And for some of you all who are working on your final assignments that are due next week, feel free to refer to parts 3 and 4, because that is the parts of focusing on the major requirements. And so make sure to input some of the information today for us L&S advisors to review for you. And if you have any questions, please direct them to the Q&A function at the bottom of your screen. We will not be answering questions through the main chat, but the Q&A function is your way to get your questions answered anytime during the webinar. So to get started, again, here is our agenda. And it's just going to be a general overview, 30 minutes of this recording, talking about these main portions here, which is an introduction to the College of Letters and Science, computer science major information, data science major information, a live Q&A with the time we have remaining, since it'll be 30 minutes, and joining separate Zoom meetings, which are optional, but really encouraged for you all to learn more about the computer science major in the different routes, as well as for data science. So to get started, we'll focus on the college. And so what is L&S Letters and Science? You are all part of the biggest college we have here in Cal, with over 23,000 undergraduate students. And we have 80 majors, and they're offered by 38 extraordinary departments. And the list goes on, but to really help you all see and narrow it, it really is a liberal arts education with these focus on arts and humanities, biological sciences, mathematics, physical sciences, undergraduate interdisciplinary studies, and the social sciences. So really seeing this really is a level of great skills and practices that can really apply to any field. And so we are really here to help you make sure that you find what is a good fit, but just know that there's so many options for you all here. And in terms of support, there is academic advising here in L&S. And so there's multiple ways you can seek support with us. And one of them is L&S College Advising, which is myself. And what we do is really help and focus on the general requirements, whether it's essential skills, breadths, that is college requirements. And we can also help with just general college policies and helping you track your progress towards graduation. We also have our undergraduate major advisors who you will be seeing today, and they focus more on the major, specifics about the courses and your progress with your degree in that major field, and just any other connections and opportunities in that major as well. But it's important that during your time here, you meet with both of us, college advisors and major advisors, to make sure you're on track to graduate. There's also peer advisors that we have. And peer advisors are a really great way to get another perspective of the classes that you're taking, really getting that inside look and feel of the field, and also the classes that us advisors may not have. So we really hope you take advantage of that. And lastly, faculty advisors, a really great resource in terms of getting another perspective of the field, preparing for any research, even graduate school opportunities. But Outside of academic advising, we also have other supports with basic needs, financial aid. So feel free to just stop by with any one of us and we can always connect you. So now that we know more about the college, I'll pass it to computer science.
Great, thanks, Michelle. Hi, everyone. My name is Leslie again. I'm just going to be going over some of the high-level overview of the CS major and how you can contact us. We know that students come from different backgrounds, and so setting up an appointment with us would be important just so that we can really tailor your curriculum and how to approach some of the coursework that we have for our students. And so a great starting point for students would be on our website, and that will lead you to all of our lower division requirements, upper division requirements, how to declare the major. And so if you forget any of the information that you heard today through the presentation, you can definitely check our website for more information and as a refresher. We're located in 2 different buildings in Soda Hall and Corey Hall. The CS advisors are in 349 Soda, and the EECS advisors are in 205 Corey Hall. You can also meet with the EECS advisors. They are also trained to work with CS students. And so when you're making an appointment in Cal Central, you'll see both sets of advisors for you to pick from. If you have any quick questions, our email alias CS-advising is a great resource for you. We have a pretty good response time, and so if you have any quick questions, you can feel free to email us there. We have about 6-7 advisors on that email alias. Appointments, we're on Cal Central. You can make an appointment with us, but not with L&S advisors. And so oftentimes we get that confused. And so in Cal Central, you can make an appointment with us there. And for L&S advisors, they have their own separate portal to reach them. And so we do have an email for CS intended students, and you can add yourself to that mailing list. It's basically just updates about departmental policies, enrollment, and just simple reminders such as that our major declaration application is open. And so please feel free to add yourself to our CS intended email alias. We have a social media, it's Ed Discussions, and that's a really important platform for you to sign up for. We have a lot of our enrollment information and policy updates. Usually that's where it's posted first before we transition everything to our website. And so the latest information is definitely on our Ed Discussions page. All right, like I mentioned earlier, we have about 6-7 advisors that you can meet with, and these are your CS major guides. And you can find us in Soda Hall and Corey. One email, like I mentioned, CS-advising will reach all of us. And so instead of emailing us individually, you can have one email address to reach all of us, and we're always responding to emails. And so for this next slide, it's really just for a specific group of students. And so it's the first year admitted CS intended majors. And so if you indicated CS on your admissions applications, these are the requirements for you to declare the CS major. So it's a 2.0 GPA in CS 61A, 61B, and 70. And you have to be in good academic standing. And students can submit the online application during the semester that they finish their 3rd course. So usually students take 61A, 61B, and then CS 70. And so once you're taking your last course and grades are posted, for example, CS 70, we'll open up our application once grades are posted, and you can submit an application and we'll review your request to declare the major. Applications are due at the end of each term. And so the May 30th deadline is the end of the spring semester. August 30th is the end of the summer sessions. And December 30th is the end of the fall semester. Like I mentioned, applications are reviewed once grades are posted, and we notify students about a month after the semester ends. But sometimes we can do that sooner. Usually we try to meet the phase 1 deadline or before the add drop deadline. Okay, and so now just going over a what a balanced schedule looks like for CS majors. And generally, if you take 2 of our requirements every semester, you'll graduate a semester early. And so there's definitely no urgency to take more classes unless maybe you might be interested in a double major, a minor, or maybe simply needing to graduate early. But generally, 2 technical courses. For example, your first semester at Cal, you might want to start with Math 1A and CS 61A. And so those would be a good starting point for students who maybe have taken AP Calculus and would like a refresher. Math 1A is Calc 1. CS 61A for students who have some preparation in CS already. This would be a good starting point for you. We do have Computer Science 10 for students who have 0 background in CS, and that could be a good course for you to take if you have no background, and maybe 61A might be a little bit, maybe you're in unfamiliar territory with some of the topics in that course. So again, just kind of highlighting what a schedule looks like for your first 2 years at Cal if you're pursuing the CS major. So semester 1, if you have 0 background in CS, this could be a schedule that you might want to consider. And so taking CS 10 or Data 8 your first semester, kind of getting an intro into programming and starting with Math 1A, which is Calculus 1, and completing your college requirements. Semester 2, you might want to consider starting CS 61A, Math 1B, and semester 3, you can consider taking 3 courses for the linear algebra requirement. So Math 54 is linear algebra and differential equations. Math 56 is linear algebra with a data science focus. And EEC 16A is linear algebra and intro to circuits. And so if you're thinking about maybe more the EE side of CS, perhaps maybe you can consider EEC 16A. And that's a great course for you to get exposure into the EE side of CS. So another technical course that you might want to consider is 61B. And so that's data structures. And for semester 4, that's when you can take CS 70. And at the end of this term, that's when you would submit your declaration for the CS major. And so highlighting some of our major requirements, the lower division requirements are Math 1A, Math 1B, and a linear algebra, which can be fulfilled through Math 54, Math 56, or EEC 16A. And then our series of CS courses, so 61A, 61B, 61C, and CS 70. With our upper division requirements, we require 6 courses in total. And so the 20 units, 5 courses are 4 units of a design course. So that's 1 course that has a design component. And we have all this information and courses listed on our website. And then we require students to take 8 units or 2 classes of CS operatives. And so these are the 100 level courses that are 4 units. And then we require students to take another 8 units or another 2 course in CS, EE, or EECS. And lastly, we have a technical elective requirement, which we require a 1 4-unit upper division course, and it must be outside of the CS major. And so some examples of upper division technical elective are like math upper division, stats. There's a variety of courses that students can take. We have a list of them on our website. It goes from music, political science, econ, and so it's a varied list of courses that you can take. And in our department, we have a lot of academic support in addition to what you get through your courses from discussion and office hours. We have an honor society, HEN. They provide free tutoring on their website. Usually by the 2nd or 3rd week of school, they'll have their schedule updated, but right now they don't offer tutoring over summer. And they have, if you Google HCN, you'll see that there's a test bank. And so it's not a secret. Students utilize that test bank as additional resources to study for their midterms and final exams. We also have Computer Science Mentors. It's a student-run organization where they have smaller group setting, maybe 4 to 6 students led by a student that formerly took the class to kind of guide students through the course. And so this is another opportunity to kind of seek additional help in a small group setting to take some of our lower division courses. We also have a cohort-based program called CS Scholars, and you can find more information on our website there. If you Google CS Scholars, you'll see that the application is open and you can consider joining that program. We also have private tutoring for students, and we have a private roster if you're looking to seek additional resources. We can provide that roster for you. So just email CS Advising alias and we can provide that list for you. So a big topic in our department is enrollment. And so our enrollments, you can find more information on our website. We have a really nice chart for students to see where they stand in terms of the enrollment priority list and the reservation caps for some of our courses. And so basically for students who are already CS intended, you have seats reserved for you in our classes. And for upper division, you have to be declared before you can enroll into our courses. And so that can be a little bit tricky, especially with the phase 1 and phase 2 enrollment. Depending on when you submit your major declaration, you might not meet some of those timelines, but we can talk more about that if you have questions in our breakout sessions. And so going back to enrollment tips, our enrollment website has all the information that you need. Our enrollment manager is really active on our EECS discussions page. So be sure to enroll into that platform so that you can see more of our enrollment policies. And our enrollment manager also provided some enrollment videos that you can find on our website. So additional enrollment tips, our lower division classes, please use phase 1. Our courses are highly impacted, meaning a lot of students want to take our classes, but we just don't have the space to accommodate everyone. And so using phase 1, it will be very important. And it's also a good practice to use your phase 1 enrollment units to pick classes that you want to take. We also have 999 sections, and what those are placeholders for your sections. And so once class starts, that's when they will announce the different times and days for sections. It's just right now, it's a little hard to organize some of those sections, but we haven't heard any complaints. Usually the instructors are able to work out a schedule that accommodates all students. And so when you're enrolling into our lower division classes, please enroll in also a 999 section as a placeholder. So like I mentioned, upper division classes, students will need to be declared to take our upper division classes. If you are inclined to take our upper division classes and you're not declared yet, you can take them during summer. And so summer sessions are the only session that is open to the general public, and there's no restriction for students to take our upper division classes. And a great resource for you is Berkeley Time. And so you can kind of see the enrollment trends, you can see GPA trends as well. So that would be a great resource for you to see the enrollment trends. All right, and now I'll hand it over to my colleague, Laura, in data science.
Great. Thank you, Leslie. And I think we're smart to let you guys go first because you covered a lot of things that we would cover anyway. We have a lot of the same lower division classes. Once again, my name's Laura. I'm the Director of Advising for Data Science. We have a great team of 6 advisors. Some of them are here, or you'll see them later this afternoon. The best way to get information is to check out our website. If you type in that long URL there, or just Google Berkeley Data Science Advising. During the summer, the best way to reach us is online. Either send us an email. That email address there reaches all 6 of us, and that's the best, fastest way to get a reply. But we do also have appointments that you can book on our website, and we have some drop-in hours that are being held virtually during the summer. once the fall semester starts, you can find us in Warren Hall. So that's actually a new location for us. If you talk to anybody who was looking for us a year ago, their information is old. We are in 130 Warren Hall now. Next slide, please. Perfect. So just a little bit about data science. I know a lot of people might not really know what it is. It's not a field that people get to study in high school very often. It is a group major here at Berkeley, jointly sponsored by the Departments of Electrical Engineering and Computer Science and the Department of Statistics. So there are strong elements of both of those fields in data science classes. Many of our classes are actually co-taught by a faculty member from computer science and one from statistics, both bringing their perspectives together. You will certainly find that to be the case in Data 8, which is our introductory Foundations of Data Science class. The website is linked there on the slide, and I highly recommend that you check it out, data8.org. If you have any interest, if you just want to know more of what data science is about, what this class is about, what to expect, the class website is public, so anyone can take a look at it. You can watch some old lectures from past offerings of the class. You can look at the textbook, which is publicly available online. You can basically see the whole syllabus there. But one of the things that makes Data 8 kind of unique is that they really focus on using real world examples. They try to show how data science is applicable using actual real data sets. These are not, they don't use made up data, and try to show how it's applicable in many different fields. Data science is incredibly interdisciplinary. It's being used in pretty much every academic discipline, every industry out there. They're collecting data, and they need people who both have the technical and the statistical skill set to analyze that data, and also have the content knowledge to understand what to do with that data. What is it telling us about the world? How do we use it to solve a problem? Next slide, please. So just a little bit about the major. So we have 6 lower division prerequisites to declare the major. These probably look very familiar. So the Data 8 class I mentioned, 2 semesters of calculus, which would be Math 1A and 1B, a linear algebra class. So historically, that's been Math 54. Leslie mentioned that we have the new class Math 56, which is linear algebra for data science. So that's a great fit, of course, for data scientists. And then 2 programming classes. So for program structures, we do accept CS61A, just like the CS major. If you're not sure which major you're interested in, or you're thinking about a major and a minor, you might want to think about CS61A. But we do also offer a course that is CS Data C88C. That class is a slightly lighter, very slightly lighter version of CS61A. It focuses more on the topics that are essential for data science and leaves out a little bit of the theory that would be more important if you were on a CS major track. But either class will work for the data science major, and then CS61B, which is data structures. Okay, next slide. So a sample first semester as a data science major would very likely be Data 8. It's a great class to do early. You certainly don't need to take it your very first semester here, but your first year, I would say, would be a good time. A math class, which could be Math 1A. There's also Math 32, which is pre-calculus. So if you don't have a strong calculus background, you might start there. EPS 88, that's just an example in there. We have a lot of classes, we call them connectors, and you can often identify them by the number 88. So there's a sociology 88, there is a business 88, there is, there's a history 88, there's 88 courses offered in all sorts of different departments, and they tie together some basic data science skills with a particular discipline. That's just an example as a class to get yourself to a full-time schedule. It's not required for the data science program. And then a reading and composition class or a breadth class or something to round out your schedule and get yourself to that 13-unit minimum for your first semester here. It's just a sample schedule. Everybody's schedule is going to look a little bit different depending on what background you're coming in with. And that's what the L&S advisors are here to help you with this summer. Okay, I'm not going to spend a ton of time going into details on the upper division classes. I'm just going to kind of give you an idea of what you would be doing in theory, what kind of topics you would be studying if you were a data science major. So at the upper division level, everybody takes Data 100, which is our Principles and Techniques of Data Science class. It covers all of the primary techniques that data scientists use, and it's a foundation for the rest of the major. We have a requirement called computational and inferential depth, where you go a little bit beyond the basic skills in Data 100 in a particular area. You choose 2 different classes from a list. There's lots of choices that run from, there's a lot of computer science and a lot of statistics classes on that list, of course, but there's also industrial engineering, there's a physics class, there's an astronomy class, there's classes from a lot of different disciplines that can count there. Everybody in the major does an advanced probability class and a class in what we call modeling, learning, and decision making. So that's basically a machine learning class. These are all pretty technical. So just to give you a sense of the major, the majority of the classes you would be taking are pretty math intensive. But then we also have what we call a domain emphasis, where you are choosing 2 upper division classes and a lower division class in a domain area, a disciplinary area that you are maybe interested in applying data science skills to. So for example, if you knew that you wanted to use your data science skills to, go study climate change and be able to influence, government decisions about that or something, you might choose a domain emphasis in environmental science. Or if you knew that you wanted to use your data science skills to study public health and how diseases spread, you might choose a public health related domain. We have 20 something, I think 26 or 28. We have a lot of domain emphases that you can choose from. They cover many different disciplines on campus. Pretty much every area in letters and science is represented somewhere in those domain emphases. And then the last requirement, certainly not the least, is our human context and ethics requirement. So we have a great class that focuses just on like the ethical and societal implications of all the data we have and what your responsibilities are as a data scientist to use that information ethically. So that's a little overview of the major. Let's talk about, this is a sample plan that just sort of shows one pathway through how you might take all of your classes in 4 years here, assuming that you are starting with Data Math 1A in the first semester. We've got some other sample plans on our website that you can check out. Again, this is something that's going to be a little different for everybody. Sorry, I know we're running out of time, so I'm talking a little faster now. We also offer a data science minor. The minor requires 3 lower division classes, Data 8, and a programming class, like I mentioned earlier for the major, and a probability requirement. We have a number of lower division probability focused classes that can count there. And then at the upper division level, the minor requires 4 classes. There are 2 different pathways, which largely differed based on your math background and how math intensive you want your experience in data science to be. That's because the Data 100 class has a linear algebra prerequisite, even though you don't see linear algebra listed here as a requirement for the minor. It would be required if you wanted to take Data 100, but we also have another pathway through the minor, which is a little bit less math intensive. You can take Data/Stat 131A and Stat 133, which cover many of the same concepts in data science, but at a lower mathematical level. So it does not have that linear algebra prerequisite. We have data science electives that count for the minor all over campus. There is a really long list on our website that you can check out. And I'm sure one of the questions people are wondering is, who's eligible to declare the minor? There's currently no restrictions on the minor. Anyone who completes the prerequisites and submits an application, the whole process for applying is detailed on our website. You can see the deadlines and find a link to the application itself. And the minor is open for anyone on campus in any major. Enrollment information, you'll find a lot of really good information on our website. If you go to this link to our courses page, I would highly recommend looking at our fall 2023 enrollment FAQs. If you have not already, some of our classes are being offered a little bit differently than they have in the past. So you don't want to rely on, what your older sibling from last year or a friend who came in a couple years ago is telling you, or what you're seeing on Reddit. Please actually go to our website as the best source for information. We've got that FAQ posted, and then we also have an ed discussions page, just like the CS department does. Anyone's welcome to join it. If you go to our website and click on that link, you can join and see all of the posts about questions that other students have asked and the answers we've put up there, any announcements that we're trying to get out to students. The only thing I will say, in addition to everything that Leslie said about class enrollments, also applies to data science. I'll also just add to keep an eye on the reserved seats for classes. You can see that on classes.berkeley.edu. Each class will tell you how many seats are reserved. We do have quite a few seats reserved in Data 8 and 88C for new incoming students, and those might be adjusted slightly in the sense of like some of those seats will probably be reserved for specific majors, but the total number is probably not likely to change. Yeah, I guess I will turn it back over to Michelle.
Awesome.
Sorry, I went a little over.
No worries. And again, all of today really is just connecting with us more and getting as much information as you can. But the conversation won't end right now because this is just a general overview. So thank you to Leslie and Laura for all the information. And so next up from here is you all get a chance to learn more and dive deeper depending on your path. And so from here, feel free to join one of the live Zoom meetings, and it's optional, and it starts right after this presentation. And if you can't attend, you'll have access to view this live recording that we just went over at our UCB L&S Advising YouTube channel. So for you all who are joining us today, I want to continue the conversation. Please select the Zoom link that you want to join and refer to the links on the chat. We put the link on the chat right now, and I'll go through each one. Zoom meeting number 1 is on the topic of students who applied with data science major. Zoom meeting number 2 is on the topic of students who did not apply with the data science major. Zoom meeting number 3, topic on students who applied with the computer science major. And Zoom meeting number 4 is for students who did not apply with the computer science major. So you're welcome to join in one, others. Again, these sessions coming up next, it's only 30 minutes. And so feel free to stop by to the one that applies to you. If you're not sure, feel free to join into what you think is best, but ideally you want to make sure you are on your first choice. So refer to the links on the chat. Make sure to click on those. That way you'll get direct access, because this Zoom general meeting will not be open for the whole hour left. We hope you all are able to transition to the next meeting, but we'll still be here if you're having troubles logging in. And as we have our advisors, major advisors transition to the separate Zoom meetings, I'll take a minute just to open the floor for our chatters. If there's any common themes or questions coming up, again, your questions will be answered in the Zoom meetings, but is there anything to highlight from our chatters before we wrap up? Okay, all right. Yes, Madeline.
Hi, Michelle. Thank you. And thank you, everyone who's still on the call. My name is Madeline Morris-Bertha. I'm one of the L&S General College Advisors. Michelle, there's just been a couple of questions related to the comprehensive review process for both CS and DS. We're just wondering if maybe someone can just give a quick blurb about what they anticipate that review process will look like. Thank you.
Absolutely. And so thank you for naming that. And so deep details about the comprehensive review, make sure that you join in Zoom meeting number 2 and number 4, because that is the session for those who did not apply. And that comprehensive review is going to be a process. Details are on our website. I'll go ahead and share that on the chat as well. But it is not a direct acceptance to the major of your choice. It really is going to be a comprehensive review, and what that looks like, it's going to be making sure you have a backup major, but also making sure you meet the requirements with the courses and the GPA and the timeline. And so the emphasis there is making sure you have a backup major that's not high demand, but meeting the expectations of what that major entails. So that's what I can say overall. But thank you again for just helping us connect that. I do want to make sure everyone is able to attend the next Zoom meetings where your questions will be answered there. And we'll keep this here for you all to join. That way the links are still accessible for you. And again, this recording will be on our YouTube channel within a week or so. So thanks again, everyone.